Elias lived his life by the rhythms of the sea. For 50 years, the tide was his clock, the crashing waves his metronome, and the sweeping beam of the lighthouse his only constant companion. He was a man carved from the very rock his lighthouse stood upon, weathered, solitary, and steadfast. But inside the granite tower, within the quiet chambers of his heart, a storm was brewing. His memory, once as vast and clear as the ocean on a calm day, had become a fog, and he was losing her all over again. Every evening, just as the sun bled into the horizon, Elias would perform a ritual. He would climb to the lamp room, the highest point of his stony kingdom, and look out at the endless expanse of water. Then he would close his eyes and try to hum it, her melody, the one his wife, Clara, used to play on her cello, the notes filling the lonely lighthouse with a warmth that defied the wind and the waves. It was their song, a secret language composed of love and longing. But tonight, like all the nights before it for months, the music wouldn't come. He could grasp fragments of it, a soaring high note here, a deep, melancholic hum there, but the thread connecting them was gone. Trying to recall it was like trying to catch smoke in his hands. The melody, the very essence of Clara, was fading from his mind, and the terror of that final loss was a cold, constant ache in his chest. The arrival of his granddaughter, Maya, was as unexpected as a ship in a storm. She stood at the base of the lighthouse, a vibrant splash of color against the gray rock, her cello case strapped to her back. She had her grandmother's eyes, full of a fire Elias thought had been extinguished forever. "Grandpa," she said, her voice carried away by the wind, "you haven't been answering your phone." Elias led her inside, into the circular rooms filled with the scent of salt and old books. Maya looked around, her heart sinking at the quiet neglect. A layer of dust coated everything, and the cold was deep in the stones. She saw the worry in his eyes, the way he would pause mid-sentence, searching for a word that had just been there. A few days into her stay, she discovered his secret struggle. She found him in the lantern room, his back to her, his shoulders slumped in defeat. "What's wrong, Grandpa?" she asked gently. He turned, his eyes filled with a desperate, heartbreaking vulnerability. "I can't hear it anymore, Maya," he whispered. "Her music, it's gone." Determined to help him, Maya began a quest to excavate the past. She found Clara's old sheet music tucked away in a sea-worn chest. The pages were yellowed and brittle, covered in her elegant, sweeping script. But the song, the special one Elias described, wasn't there. There were snippets, musical phrases jotted in the margins of other pieces, but nothing complete. "She never wrote it down," Elias explained, his voice distant. "She said it was ours. It lived here." He tapped his heart. "But the ink is fading." Maya refused to give up. She took out her own cello, the rich, dark wood a mirror of her grandmother's, and began to play the fragments she'd found. As the first notes filled the lighthouse, something shifted in Elias, a flicker of recognition. "That's it," he'd say, his eyes lighting up. But the next part, it was like the sound of the gulls crying at dawn. And so they began to piece it together. Maya would play, and Elias, guided by the music, would drift back through the fog of his memory. The lighthouse, once a silent tomb of grief, became a vessel of remembrance. Flashbacks, vivid and sharp, would surface with the notes. He remembered Clara, her hair the color of spun gold, playing her cello by the fire as a storm raged outside. He remembered the day they painted the kitchen a bright, cheerful yellow, her laughter echoing off the stone walls. He remembered holding their baby daughter Maya's mother for the first time, Clara humming the melody softly as they looked out at the calm sea. Each memory was a recovered jewel, but the process was painful. Some days, the fog was too thick. Elias would grow frustrated, angry at the betrayal of his own mind, and push Maya away. "Just leave it," he would shout. "What's the point? It's gone." During one of these dark moments, a heartbroken Maya packed her things, convinced she was only causing him more pain. As she was about to close her grandmother's old cello case, her fingers brushed against a loose piece of lining at the bottom. Tucked underneath was a single, folded piece of paper. On it was not music, but a list of dates, each with a single, cryptic word next to it. June 1968, Beacon. August 1970, Storm. May 1973, Yellow. March 1975, Lullaby. Her breath caught. These weren't just words. They were memories. The dates corresponded to the stories Elias had told her. She looked at the musical fragments scattered on the table. The phrase he called "the sound of the gulls" was next to the beacon memory. The deep, rumbling notes matched the story of the storm. The cheerful, light passage was for the yellow kitchen. The soft, gentle part was the lullaby. The melody wasn't just a song, it was the soundtrack to their life. That evening, Maya didn't say a word. She sat in the main room, took out her cello, and began to play. She played the soaring notes of their first meeting at the lighthouse. She played the turbulent notes of the storms they weathered together, both outside and in. She played the bright, warm notes of their home and the soft, tender lullaby of their family. She wove all the fragments together, not just in musical order, but in the order of their lives. Elias sat in his chair, his eyes closed. As the complete melody filled the room, the fog in his mind began to part. He saw it all. He saw Clara's smile, he heard her laugh, he felt the warmth of her hand in his. The music didn't magically cure his ailing memory, but it gave him one perfect, crystalline moment of clarity. For a few precious minutes, she was there with him, whole and vibrant, brought back to life by the song they had made together. When the final note faded, a single tear traced a path through the weathered landscape of his cheek. He opened his eyes and looked at Maya. The desperation was gone, replaced by a profound peace. "Thank you," he whispered, "for bringing her back." Maya knew her grandfather's memory would continue to fade. The fog would roll in again, but now it no longer mattered if he could remember the melody himself. He had passed it on. The music and the love story it told now lived in her. The lighthouse keeper's melody would not be lost to the sea.